If you're trying to get rich by copying these stocks Warren Buffett buys, Apple, Coca-Cola, whatever the news screams, I'm sorry, but you're playing a game you were designed to lose. Here is the truth, nobody puts it in the thumbnail. Stock picking is maybe 30% of Buffett's success, but the other 70%, it's a legal money glitch. Berkshire Hathaway sits on roughly $169 billion dollars of other people's money. Money it pays zero interests on, some years less than zero. Most of the retail investors will never build serious wealth, and it's not because they picked bad stocks, but it's because they never understood where Buffett got the cash to buy the good ones. So, here is exactly what we are doing in the next 11 minutes. First, I'll expose the $160 billion lie. Then I will show you the float glitch, the insurance trick that hands him free leverage, then the engine that makes his cost of capital negative, and finally the part that actually matters for you. Three concrete ways a normal Indian investor builds a mini version of this in their own portfolio starting this month. Stop copying his stocks, let's copy his system. Imagine you and Buffett both buy the same company in 2016. You buy it with your money, savings you sweated for. Every rupee has a cost, the opportunity cost, the FD you gave up, the mental stress. Buffett buys it with money that costs him nothing. Zero. Same stock, same return percentage, but his base is turbocharged because he is not spending his cash. He is spending someone else's cash for free and keeping 100% of the profit. That's the lie. In the thumbnail everywhere on YouTube, buy what Buffett buys. You can copy his shopping list all day. You will never copy his shopping budget unless you understand where it comes from. And look, if you want to stop investing on vibes and actually track your goals and holdings in one clean place, I have built a simple portfolio tracker template. No noise, no jargon. Link is in the description. Grab it for free. Now let's finally solve that question mark. Forget insurance for a second. Let's talk about something every Indian understands, the security deposit. You rent a flat, you hand the landlord 2 to 3 lakhs as a deposit. Now, that money isn't the landlord's to keep, he has to return it when you leave. But here is the sneaky part. While you are living there 1 year, 3 years, 5 years, that cash is just sitting with him. And a smart landlord doesn't leave it in a drawer. He puts it to work. Any returns he earns on your deposit in the meantime, he keeps every paisa of it. That is insurance float. That is the entire glitch. Think about how insurance actually works. People pay premiums today, but claims the payouts happens years later, sometimes decades. So, at any moment, the insurance company is holding this giant pile of cash that technically it will owe someday, but not today. And in that gap, that beautiful free loan window, the money belongs to them to invest. Berkshire Hathaway is at its core a giant's insurance machine wearing a stock picker's costume, and that pile, that float is around $169 billion. That's not money it borrowed from a bank at 9%, that's not money it raised by selling shares. It's cash that flows in for free, that it invests, and whose profit it keeps 100% of. When you and I want to invest more, we take a loan and pay 10 to 11%, or we sell an SIP and eat an exit load. Buffett, just wait for the next premium check. Same buying power, zero cost. But here is where it goes from clever to unfair, because it's not just free, sometimes he gets paid to hold it. Let me show you how. So free money is already a cheat code, but Buffett found a way to make it better than free. Stay with me because this is the part Wall Street quietly hates. When a well-run insurance company sells you a policy, it collects your premium, and if it's disciplined, it pays out less in claims and costs than it collected. That leftover is called an underwriting profit, meaning the company made money just for holding your money. Yes, just for holding your money. Sit with that. A normal person borrows at what, 8, 9 or 11% interest rate. Buffett's cost of capital in the good years isn't 0%, it's roughly negative 2%. He's literally paid to be handed billions of rupees worth of investable cash. So what does he do with all that negative cost money? He doesn't gamble it. He buys boring, beautiful cash cows, sees candies, a chocolate business that just quietly prints cash every single year, needing almost nothing reinvested BNSF. one of the biggest railways in America, literal tool booth on the economy. If good move, they pay the railway. And here is the flywheel. Those cash cows throw off more cash. That cash feeds back into the war chest, which buys more cash cows, which feed more cash around and around for 60 years, powered by capital that costs less than nothing. That is why chasing his stock picks can be pointless. You're staring at the car, the engine is underneath, free fuel, actually paid fuel, running a compounding machine for 60 years. Compounding interest is powerful for all of us. Now imagine compounding when your fuel is free. But this raises the real question: how does he choose which cash cow to buy? Because not every business is a C's Candies. And this filter, you can use it tomorrow on screener.in. Let's break it down. Quick game. Pause if you want. Imagine you run a chai stall, solid business, regulars every morning. Now a rival opens right next door. Same chai, 10% cheaper. Be honest, do your customers walk over? If your answer is yeah, most of them, you don't have a moat. You have a commodity, and commodities get slaughtered on price forever. But now imagine your chai has that flavor, the secret masala, the exact spot, the vibe that people simply won't leave for 10%. Congratulations, that stickiness is what Buffett calls a moat, a structural, hard to copy advantage that protects the profits. So here is a filter you can literally screenshot and use on any stock. 3 questions. 1. Pricing power. Can this company raises prices by 10% and not lose customers? Think of businesses whose products you would pay for without blinking. Why? That's the power, because of which you are paying more without even thinking once. 2. Switching costs. Is it painful, expensive, or just annoying for a customer to leave? Your bank, your software, your phone's whole ecosystem leaving hurts. That pain is a moat. 3. The tool booth test. Does every competitor have to pass through this company to do business? Payment rails, exchange, critical infrastructure, everyone pays the toll. That's the widest moat of all. If a company ticks all 3, you are looking at a potential compounding machine. If it takes 0, no amount of Buffett bought it will save you. I have turned this into a clean 1-page moat checklist you can save on your phone. So please check the link in the description. Now, you're not sitting on $169 billion, neither am I. So let's get practical. How does a normal salaried Indian actually build a mini float? This is the part that changes how you handle money starting this week. Now the part that actually matters for your bank account. You cannot sell insurance policies, but the principle of float, holding productive cash cheaply and letting it work, you can copy in 3 very real ways. And first, a hard truth. I see this on X and Reddit constantly. People with 3, 4, 5 lakhs just rotting in a savings account at 3%, 2 years, sometimes even more. That's not safety. That's a silent bleed. Inflation is quietly eating it alive while you feel responsible. Move 1. The automated cash sweep. Your emergency fund and idle cash should not sit at 3%. Park it in a good liquid fund or a sweep in FD where it earns closer to 6 to 7%, stays almost as accessible, and keeps working while you wait for market dips to deploy your SIP top-ups. If you want to dive deeper into building your safety reserves, check out my video, Where to Invest If the Stock Market Crashes. Idle money is dead money, make it your float. Move 2. Dividend auto reinvestment. When your investments pay out, don't let that cash leak into random spending. Reinvest it. Turn every payout into more units, which pay more dividends, which buy more units. That's your own personal flywheel, a mini version of the exact loop Buffett runs. Compounding interest does the heavy lifting, you just stop interrupting it. Move 3, and this is the spicy one. Build a negative working capital side hustle. Any business where the customer pays you upfront before you spend to deliver. Pre-booked cohorts, digital products, subscriptions, advanced booked services. That upfront cash is your float. You're holding customers' money for free before you incur the cost. That's the third income stream that funds your investing engine. Free capital, a reinvestment flywheel, upfront cash, that's the Buffett system shrunk down to your size, and it has nothing to do with copying his stockpiles. And just to be clear, this is education, not personalized financial advice. Pick what fits your own risk and goals. If you want the tracker to actually set those goals and monitor this whole engine in one place, it's linked below. So you now understand the real engine behind the billionaire, the float, the negative cost capital, the moat, and how to build your own mini version. You're basically thinking a level above the buy what Buffett buys crowd already. But knowing the system raises the obvious next question is, once you have got your mini float ready to deploy, which funds do you actually put it into? Because a great engine with the wrong fuel goes nowhere. I break down the exact three fund portfolio I personally use for long term compounding and diversified asset allocation, direct mutual funds, low expense ratios, the whole structure right here. Build wealth the smart way. See you in the next one.